My child, before anything else is said, before the flow of this divine message unfolds in full, I need you to understand something. This video is not casual, not just a scroll past moment. This is a divine appointment, and you need to stay until the end, because what I'm about to release over your life through this word cannot be cut short or consumed in pieces. It must be heard in full for it to settle, seal, and shift things inside and around you. And I tell you now, as your God, I have sent my angels, and they are already moving things behind the scenes, arranging, breaking, clearing, building, redirecting, guarding, and making crooked paths straight in ways you have not yet seen, but your spirit is already sensing. Because even though you haven't seen it in the physical, something in you knows this is not an ordinary season. It is sacred, and the delay was not denial. It was divine positioning for what is now in motion. And I say this again. You did not click by accident. You were summoned by spirit, and my voice is in this message, whispering into the exact room you're in, breathing peace into the atmosphere around you. And I want you to know that while you've been asking me, praying to me, even crying in moments when no one knew, I have not only been listening, I have been dispatching my angelic hosts to move on your behalf. And they're not moving with hesitation, they're moving with purpose and fire, because I gave the command, and I do not send my messengers without reason. He will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. Psalm 91:11. And yes, child, this includes the ways you thought you failed in, the ways that seemed dark, the ways that felt like confusion, because even in those hidden places, my angels were working, not just to protect you, but to align you with people, doors, answers, opportunities, and moments you didn't even know you needed. And while the enemy tried to convince you nothing was happening, heaven was shifting everything in your favor. Behind every silent day, every unanswered prayer, every closed door, I was still writing, still planning, still sending reinforcements. And I know it felt like nothing was changing, like time was slipping through your hands, like your faith was hanging by a thread. But hear me now, I have never once left you, and now I'm allowing the veil to lift so you can begin to see the divine movement. Yes, angels are moving through paperwork, through systems, through conversations you're not even in, through decisions being made about you in secret rooms, through broken relationships being mended, through health reports being rewritten. And I don't need you to understand every detail. I just need you to believe that your obedience, your prayer, your endurance, your worship, they weren't for nothing. They've been building momentum in the spirit realm, and now that momentum is birthing manifestation. And I want you to pause and realize the weight you felt recently wasn't punishment, it was labor pains. And now comes the delivery, and what I'm delivering to your life will be permanent, not temporary, transformative, not just emotional, because I, the Lord your God, am not just interested in touching you today. I'm rebuilding your foundation, renewing your faith, restoring what was stolen, and yes, I'm rewarding your persistence. For the eyes of the Lord range throughout the earth to strengthen those whose hearts are fully committed to Him. 2 Chronicles 16:9. And I found your heart, even when you doubted yourself, even when others overlooked you, even when you almost gave up. I never gave up on you. And now you are walking into a season where the angelic movement behind the scenes will begin to align with visible miracles in front of your eyes. And I say, expect divine coincidences, sudden peace, strategic connections, confirmations in conversations, favor where there was friction, approvals, where there were denials, because these are the signs that angels have gone before you. And now I ask you, will you trust me long enough to stay with this word, to finish what I've begun in you, to stop rushing and start receiving? This is your moment to be still and to know that I am God, to know that you are not forgotten, to know that behind the scenes I have always been working, always been fighting, always been sending help, and now I am revealing what's been happening in silence, so you may walk forward in strength, in peace, and in full authority. You continued listening, my child, and because you've stayed with me, the anointing deepens, the atmosphere thickens with my presence. And now, I say again, do not mistake silence for absence, because what I have been doing for you behind the veil is now accelerating in your favor, and the angels I've assigned to you. Yes, you have not been standing still. They have been guarding, collecting, shifting, recording, defending, and setting in place the very things you'll need for the season ahead. And I remind you, this next season is not ordinary. It is divine in every detail. And I am not sending you in unprepared, unprotected, or unaware. For you will begin to notice signs, patterns, divine nudges, and moments of peace that don't make sense to the natural mind. And it will be proof that angelic motion has already paved the way. But child, I don't just want you to feel safe. I want you to be aware that you are surrounded by divine backup at all times. The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him and delivers them. Psalm 34:7. And yes, I've placed an encampment around your home, your children, your finances, your path forward, and your emotional space, because you've been carrying battles in silence, and I've been shielding you in silence too. And every attack that was planned against you but never reached you, every emotional breakdown that should have taken you out but didn't, every sudden escape from situations you couldn't explain, that was me, through my angels, preserving you for what I was still preparing. And though you didn't know it, the moments you felt blocked were actually moments of divine interception. I held back what would have drained you. I rerouted what would have delayed you, and I hid you from what would have distracted you, because I care about you, not just your output, your titles, your progress. I care about your soul, your peace, your sleep, your heart's softness, and your future's alignment. And I say to you now, with deep tenderness, you haven't missed anything that was truly yours, because I held it until your spirit was ready. And now the angels I've assigned are unlocking everything you thought you'd lost, connections that ghosted you, contracts that didn't go through, ideas that sat dormant, friendships that ended painfully, dreams that died in the waiting. I am touching all of them with my hand, and angels are being sent to breathe resurrection into what you thought was finished, because what I spoke over you still stands, for the gifts and the calling of God are irrevocable. Romans 11:29. And not even your mistakes can cancel my mission, child. What's happening behind the scenes is so much bigger than you know, and I'm doing it this way not to confuse you, but to protect you from leaning on what's visible, instead of trusting what's eternal. And yes, I know it's hard to wait when you see nothing changing, but faith is not built in fireworks. It is built in silence, and you have been in the silence long enough. And I tell you this with certainty, the silence has ended, not because you begged me, but because you stayed faithful. And now, my angels are not just protecting your past, they are unfolding your future, step by step, hour by hour, moment by moment. And what's coming next will look like a miracle to others, but to you it will feel like home, because your spirit has already been sensing the shift. And now the outer world is catching up with the realm of the Spirit. And I need you to begin thanking me now. Thank me like it's already arrived. Worship like the door has already opened. Praise me like the healing has already manifested. And don't worry about who left you in the waiting. They weren't assigned to the next chapter. But the angels are, and they go with you wherever you go. And from this point forward, every room you walk into will be pre-shifted by my power. Because you don't walk in alone, you walk in covered, protected, and favored, and the sound of your voice will echo with authority. Not just because of what you've learned, but because of what I've carried you through. And yes, I carried you through it all so you'd have this testimony, this moment, this message, and now it is your hour to rise, because behind the scenes, I've already made the way clear, and all that's left is for you to walk forward in peace. My child, since you have stayed with me through this message, since your spirit keeps saying yes, even when your mind doesn't fully understand, I now draw you deeper into the revelation of what I am doing through my angels in this very hour, and I want you to listen carefully. I am not just sending them to protect, I am sending them to provide, to reveal, to build, to breathe, to connect, and to release. And you will soon begin to feel that heavenly help in your natural life in ways you cannot deny. Because my word does not return void, and my messengers move according to my command. Not man's logic. Are not all angels ministering spirits sent to serve those who will inherit salvation? Hebrews 1:14. And yes, you are among them. The ones I've marked for mercy. The ones I've hidden in the cleft of my love. The ones I've protected even when they didn't know what they were praying. And now I say to you, you are no longer operating alone. You are no longer pushing doors open with your own effort. You are no longer trying to hold it all together in your own strength, because behind the scenes, my angels have been securing every weak spot and opening every locked gate. And while you've been trying to carry it all, the family stress, the financial tension, the emotional roller coasters, the haunting past, the quiet questions about your worth, I have been carrying you, and I've dispatched supernatural strength to undergird your spirit so that you don't burn out before the blessing arrives. And yes, I know it's been tiring to hold hope. I know you've gotten weary, waiting on answers that didn't come in your expected timeline. But I want you to know, not only have I heard every whispered prayer, but I've assigned specific angels to go forth and prepare what you could not prepare yourself. And this includes provision that's been delayed, relationships that seemed lost, doors you thought had shut for good, and resources that were tied up in red tape. I am loosing it all now, because this is your moment of divine reversal. And while others doubted what I was doing in your life, heaven has remained on schedule, and angels have not stopped moving for you, even when your faith wavered, even when you lost focus, even when you didn't feel worthy. I still moved, because my promise overrides your performance. And I say this again, angels are now going ahead of you to bring people into your life who are aligned with your calling, to bring clarity where there has been confusion, to rebuild what you thought was beyond repair, and yes, even to cleanse your environment from any spirit or person sent to distract you from this divine path. Because you are not stepping into any ordinary season. This is a miracle-born moment where the things you used to chase will start to chase you. The peace you longed for will begin to dwell in your house, and the purpose that seemed buried under survival will rise like light at dawn. And my angels will carry you through it, not with chaos, but with coordinated glory, not with noise, but with assurance, and this assurance will speak louder than your fears. Because I am sending evidence into your atmosphere, signs, open doors, confirmation. Grace that feels almost too good to be real, and I need you to receive it without overthinking it, without trying to explain it. Just let the miracle happen. Let the restoration flow, let the provision enter, and let the right people be placed by my hand. Because when I set a thing in motion, no one can stop it. I act, and who can reverse it? Isaiah 43:13. And I am acting now, for your house, your heart, your health, your peace, your next step, your restoration, and it's all happening behind the scenes. Under my direction, through angelic power, you can't see yet, but you will soon feel everywhere. So rest, worship, and prepare. Because what's being aligned for you now will not just bless my child, because you have followed my voice through every part of this message. Because you've said yes even in the quiet corners of your soul where no one else could hear your surrender. I now take you deeper still into the work I am doing, and I speak this to your heart with holy authority. Angels are not only moving in your circumstances, they are moving in your family, and the healing you've cried out for, the kind that can't be fixed with words or logic, is already being poured out behind the scenes. And I want you to know, your prayers have not been powerless, your faith has not been in vain, and your tears were not lost in the wind. Every one of them has been collected, every one of them is counted, and now I am sending comfort, breakthrough, and realignment into your household in ways that only I, your God, can orchestrate. You keep track of all my sorrows. You have collected all my tears in your bottle. Psalm 56:8. And yes, even the tears you cried silently when you walked through the house, feeling misunderstood, exhausted, unseen. I saw them, I heard them, and now I respond, not just with peace, but with a healing movement, and the angels I have stationed around your family are not only protecting what you've built, they are repairing what was broken, softening hearts that turned hard, restoring honor where there was disrespect, rebuilding trust where it was shattered, and bringing reconciliation into relationships that seemed beyond repair. Because I am the God of full circle restoration, not halfway healing. And the work I'm doing will not just bandage the surface, it will restore the foundation. And my child, I know it's been long. I know your strength has been tested, but even when you were about to let go, I was holding the unseen pieces of your family in my hands. And now I am breathing my spirit into places where anger grew, where silence ruled, where bitterness settled. And I say, enough. The warfare that targeted your family ends now. The generational cycle of conflict breaks now. And I loose my angels to bring peace into your home in ways that conversation alone could never accomplish. Because this is not just a natural fix, it is a spiritual shift. And I want you to trust that I am moving even when it looks the same. That I am healing even when words haven't changed. And yes, I am also healing you, healing the part of you that thought it was your fault, that you didn't do enough, that you were the reason the connection broke or the home fell apart. But I say to you now, release the guilt, because I've already released grace. And I'm sending angels to bring closure to what wounded you, clarity to what confused you, and calm to what kept you up at night, because I want your house to be more than safe. I want it whole, and this wholeness will not just bless your peace, it will become a legacy. Your children will see a shift, your spouse will notice a change, your siblings will feel my presence in your conversations, and your entire family line will benefit from this moment of obedience, because you chose to lean in and listen. And I speak this now as a decree over your family. But as for me and my household, we will serve the Lord. Joshua 24:15. And this service will not be from fear or obligation, but from joy, restoration, and divine alignment. And my child, as this healing unfolds, I want you to take the pressure off your own shoulders. You are not your family's. Savior, I am, and the miracle I'm moving into your family will not require your striving, only your surrender. And if you can keep your posture in worship, your spirit in peace, and your eyes on me, I will do what you thought was impossible. I will make your home a place of joy again. Not just a shelter, but a sanctuary. Not just a structure, but a source of strength. And you will see it, you will feel it, and you will testify. God moved. When I couldn't move anything, God healed what I couldn't even talk about. My beloved child, now that you have followed me this far into the depths of my message, I release even greater revelation into your heart, and I ask that you pause, breathe, and stay present, because what I am about to unfold for you is not only sacred, but critical to the breakthrough you've been waiting for. And I speak this in love and authority. You have not been forgotten in the delays, and the time you thought was wasted has actually been the fertile soil where my plans have taken root. And yes, I know the waiting has been heavy. I know the prayers have echoed back in silence at times, and I know the temptation has grown strong to believe that I left you behind. But I come to silence that lie once and for all, because I, the Lord your God, am not late. I am precise, and while you were counting days, I was counting layers, layers of preparation, of protection, of spiritual maturity, of unseen deliverance, and of angelic assignments that had to align perfectly before your miracle could manifest. And now I want you to hear me with your spirit, not just your mind. The angels I've dispatched have been moving exactly on schedule, not behind it, not ahead of it, but on the timeline of heaven that brings the greatest glory to my name and the greatest peace to your life. And I know that can be hard to grasp, especially when others around you seem to receive answers quickly, when doors seem to swing open for them without delay, when their timelines don't mirror your journey. But remember this, your path is custom made by me, and the angels assigned to you are not fulfilling general orders. They are executing specific instruction tailored for your calling, your healing, your household, your story, and even your future generations. And I tell you now, what took longer was not denied. It was being done deeper. And deeper always takes longer, because I'm not just building moments in your life. I'm building monuments, testimonies that will stand for years and generations. And these require the quiet, slow work of grace and angelic cooperation. In hidden places, where pride cannot follow and fear cannot grow. And yes, sometimes I withheld visible progress, not to punish you, but to protect what I was forming in you. And now, as this message unfolds in your life, you will begin to sense the shift, even if it starts subtly, in moments of clarity, in sudden peace, in unexplainable confidence, in words spoken by strangers that echo what you prayed in secret. These are not coincidences, these are confirmations. Evidence that angels have been moving on your behalf, in places you'll never even visit, in conversations you were never invited to, in financial systems, in legal matters, in business structures, in spiritual warfare realms beyond human comprehension. And I did it all behind the scenes because I didn't want you distracted by the process. I wanted you devoted to the promise and child, because you trusted me in the dark. I now allow you to see in the light, and what you will soon walk into will make every tear worth it. Every delay make sense, and every doubt fade, because it will be clear, only God could have done this. Only heaven could have arranged it this perfectly. Only angels sent by the Lord could have moved through so many layers without noise or notice. and delivered this miracle into your lap, whole, ready, protected. And now I ask you to walk forward, not with hesitation, but with holy expectation, because timing is no longer your enemy, it is your testimony. And everything I delayed for your good, and what I'm releasing now, I release through joy, through peace, through spiritual authority, and through angelic movement that has not ceased, and it will not stop until my word over you is fully performed. Now, my beloved child, let me draw you into the final movement of this message, the closing wave of glory that seals everything. I have spoken before, and let this part rest deeply in your spirit, because it is the activation of everything you have believed for. And I speak to you now with fire and love. The angels I have commanded are no longer just guarding. They are now releasing, and as they release, I am calling you into a position of praise that unlocks what's been hidden. And you must hear this with urgency. You are not too late. You are right on time, and everything I placed in motion for your good is about to be made visible before your eyes. Lift your eyes, for your redemption draws near. So do not fear, for I am with you. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Isaiah 41:10. And I say to you, the help I promised is not just a feeling, it is being carried on the wings of angels dispatched to your very location at this very moment. The miracle you feared had passed you by has not passed, still been preserved, and now I release it with precision. Angels are now stirring the waters of your household, releasing breakthrough that will feel like suddenly the walls cracked open, like a door flying wide after seasons of knocking. What was locked is opening. What was stagnant is shifting. What was dried up is being refreshed by rivers of supernatural restoration. Forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Isaiah 43:80-19. Yes, the new thing is already here. And the angels I've sent are the carriers, the midwives of the promise you held so long. And now, I ask you to stop speaking fear, stop echoing delay, stop rehearsing pain. Speak life, speak yes, speak faith, because my movement needs your agreement. This is your day of divine announcement. Heaven is publishing your promise, and angels are delivering it to your door. And when it comes, worship will erupt, testimonies will spill, and I want you to tell others, share this word, play this word. In your home, let your children hear it. Let your room be filled with it. This is not entertainment. This is a portal, a gateway into glory. And my angels are standing at the threshold of your situation, waiting for your declaration. I believe, I receive, I'm ready. As you say it, it is done. As you say it, angels move faster. As you believe, your heart expands to carry what I'm giving. And this is my final decree in this message. Blessed is she who believed, for there shall be a performance of those things which were told her from the Lord. Luke 1:45. And child, I told you, and now I will do it. Let the angels move. My child, now that you've walked with me through the depths of silence and the heights of faith, I draw near with the final movement of this message, a whisper and a command, a prayer and a promise, a cry from my heart to yours. The angels I sent on your behalf are not just protecting or preparing anymore. They are now releasing. And what they are releasing is everything you've been praying for, the breakthrough you've wept over, the blessing you've fasted for, the peace your family has needed, the provision your bank account couldn't cover, and the restoration your soul begged me for in the quiet of night. Yes, all of it is now in divine motion. because I heard every word and I measured every tear, and I dispatched heavenly warriors to not just defend you, but to deliver answers that carry my fingerprint. And I declare over you right now that you will see it with your eyes. The miracle is no longer hidden behind time, no longer waiting for qualification, no longer delayed by warfare. It is now arriving, and it comes not because of your perfection, but because of my covenant, not because of what you've earned, but because of who you are in me. And I say to you, open your heart wide, because I'm pouring out more than you expected. Now unto him who is able to do exceedingly abundantly, above all that we ask or think. Ephesians 3:20. And that is what I am doing now. Even in places where you've grown numb, even in prayers you almost stopped praying, I am still God, still listening, still moving, still speaking, still sending angels to bring what you couldn't build yourself. And as this video plays, and as you reach the end of this word, I command you to pray with fire, to worship through your weariness, to say, God, I receive it, because there is power in your agreement. And when your voice aligns with heaven's timing, miracles manifest, chains fall, doors open, favor floods, and angels begin to move faster with divine urgency, because I respond to faith and hunger, and you've shown both. And now I say to your family, be healed, to your finances, overflow, to your future, be secured, and to your soul, rest, because I, the Lord, have spoken it, and my word never returns void. You thought I was done, but I was only getting started. You thought you missed it, but I was just setting the stage. And I say now, as the heavens declare glory and the angels sing in alignment, it is your time, your turn, your territory. No more delay, no more fear, no more shrinking. Rise in authority, pray with power, worship with boldness, and declare this word over your house, your children, your dreams, because the angels are here right now, and they are not leaving until everything I promised comes to pass. And my final instruction is this: watch the full video again. Not once, but often. Speak it in your room. Share it with someone in need. And let your spirit be saturated in my word. Because the more you listen, the more you'll believe. And the more you'll believe, the more you'll receive. And blessed is the one who trusts in the Lord, whose confidence is in him. Jeremiah 17:7. So, take this final breath of this message and inhale hope. Exhale doubt, and know that heaven is fully active, fully near, fully committed to you, and angels are now delivering what only God could design.